Hey, I wanted to make a video on countersunk holes and using the chamfer command. Got a few examples here. Have a counter. This is a counter bore hole. I have a counter sink hole, and I have a counter drilled hole. The counter drill we use on the landing plates, and there might be another example. The counter bore, I'm not sure we have ever used that one, but the counter sink we use quite a bit. So let's go through and I'll show you how to create those. Alright, I'll start off with the counter bore. That one's pretty simple. It's pretty much just two circles right on top of each other. This is your through hole so that the bolt can go through your plate or whatever material you're using. And then the second hole here is to make the bolt head flush with the surface of the material. So looks like that when you get it completed. So let's see, that one, again, just two circles. You're going to do your first one standard oversized, plus a 16th for engineering, plus an 1/8 for shops. This one's about a 1/4 inch, so we'll go 7.5. And we'll do our second one, second circle. Have to specify this, but I think about a 1/4 inch bigger should work. So I'll go 0.75. The bottom one, you just want to make sure that one goes completely through the material. And the top one, you want to match up with the neck of your bolt. And extrude that upward. Subtract both of those. Oh. There we go. And you got your through hole there. And the bolt is flush with the surface. Can move on to the counter sink hole. This one is a little more complicated because you have to take some measurements. So we'll start off. I actually already have these lines drawn. That's the first thing that you're going to want to do is draw a couple of lines. You'll have to draw your first one, P line, from your top edge to your bottom edge there on an angle. And your second line, you'll have to create your hole to get that. So that's your first line. Go to top view. You want to make a second circle, or sorry, your first circle through hole. That one's going to be also oversized as normal. This is another 1/4 inch bolt, so we'll go 3.5. We will extrude that. Subtract that now. And your second line is going to be from the intersection of, well, not the intersection, sorry, but the edge of this hole down. And then the measurement that you're going to take is from the intersection of those two lines upward to the surface and the intersection of those two lines outward to the edge of your bolt. After you get those two measurements, you want to, you don't have to go into shaded mode, that was just force of habit. You can do your chamfer command, chamfer edge. Make sure you get the chamfer edge, not the chamfer for solids. You'll select your hole opening here. Nice. And then enter, go distance. See, if you zoom in close, look closely, the horizontal node going this way, that's the one it's asking for right now. You have to pay attention to that. Sometimes it gives me the vertical one first. Usually it gives me the horizontal one first. So we'll enter the horizontal distance, which will be 0.044. And then it'll ask for the vertical. If you see the node switch to the vertical one, go 0.05. It should give you an example, and it gives you a chance to check. It says enter to accept, or you can do it again. I think this one is good. We'll press enter, and then we can check. Looks pretty good there. Looks good there. So that's a counter sinkhole with the chamfer edge command. Okay, so the counter drill command is pretty similar to the counter sink. Well, sorry, I shouldn't say counter drill command, but a counter drill hole. The way to create it is similar to a counter sinkhole. So we'll go to a top view and we'll create two holes, two circles. One is your standard oversized through hole. This is a 1/2 inch, so we'll go 0.65 for the oversize. And we'll also make another hole that is the same size as the outside edge of our bolt. There we go. We can move this one down and extrude that all the way through. And this top one, that's exactly where you want to see it. You want to make sure that it's with this edge. Sometimes bolts like this will be rounded. So you have to make sure that this is a little bit lower than that rounded edge so that the bolt can still sit down and flush with this surface. So this is lined up where we want it. This bolt I think we created, so it has pretty hard edges, so this is easy. We'll extrude both of those, subtract those. So now we've created a counter bore hole, but we want our hole to look more like this side. So now we can take this, go to 2D, and we'll do the same thing that we did for our counter sinkhole. Do our two edges. Since we have our through hole already, we can draw a line there, down. Now we can take our measurements. And you want this one to be from that intersection to this face, because that's the amount that it's going to cut out. And the same for your horizontal measurement, you want it to be from the intersection to this face. Sometimes, like I was saying, this might be rounded and the bolt would come to here. You don't want this point. You want the widest point of your bolt so that the hole is straight down and the bolt can actually fit. So now with these measurements, we will do the chamfer edge command again. We'll select, I'll have to hide our bolt here. And we will select this lower edge. We will do enter, we will do distance, enter, and see this one gives me the vertical measurement first. Again, not sure why, but pay very close attention to that. So we'll do the vertical measurement, which is 0.181, and we'll do the horizontal measurement next. You see the node switched. We'll do 157. It shouldn't give me an error, but sometimes because we've made two holes and we're trying to chamfer an edge, it might give me an error, but let's see. Okay, yeah, so it doesn't quite want to do it. So in that instance, you want to undersize your horizontal measurement just slightly. So we'll undo a bit here till we get just the two holes back. We'll do our chamfer edge again. We will select our inner hole, enter, distance, enter. The vertical measurement, we should be able to keep the same. Horizontal measurement, I'll go 155. And remember, it gives you a chance to check. So if we would zoom, right, there we go. There we go. Okay. Looks pretty good to me. Very nice. And that's how you make all three: your counter bore, counter sink, and counter drilled hole. You can bring that bolt back. Double, triple check. Always make sure your threads are clear so they won't bind. And that looks pretty good. Ciao.